Hello and welcome to the channel. This is your host D.dae bringing you Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode. If you're enjoying the series, please hit the like button, subscribe, and most importantly, leave a comment. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Alright, so last time we were doing the Advanced Carpenter and we worked out the cubic boron nitride. So with that, let me check one thing. I know outside I'm working on that bee thing for the bee armor that I was telling y'all about. Let's see how that's going. I just flipped them a while ago. They're probably still going. Yeah, they're still going. So I switched them again. They popped. I put down, forest to meadows in all four of these. The drones are going crazy though. Like, they're still breeding because it's automated this way. As soon as I get a pureblood leperin clone drone, I'll put it in one of these and I'll let that one run through so that I can get the combs that are required for the apiarist armor. Alright, so let's go space station. That's where we were. I know today I wanted to go over packaged auto specifically. I went ahead and I made the 3 items or the 4 items that are required, and I dabbled around with it for a little bit to make sure that I know how it works before I do it on stream and record it. The mod's actually pretty small. Like in let me check one thing. Yeah, the CO2 scrubbers are out. And it's not showing my Emmy system again. You just switch this. And then let's check and see one thing real quick in the Emmy system here. Do I have any carbon? Raw carbon mesh and compressed carbon? No. So let's try loading space again. Meow Meow's meowing around like crazy. Being a cat. Let's go, let's go. So just for this second, let me switch this. Let me eat an almond. Trin's been working on her Pam's Harvest craft for a while now. And she's getting the Pam's trees going. So yeah, I made a whole bunch of carbon scrubbers. So there we go. Let's switch these guys out. There we go. And I'll take off the suit since the GUI kind of drives me crazy. And I'll eat a lemon. Good job. Alright, so packaged auto is very small. It has 3 items that are important: the packager, the unpackager, and the package recipe encoder. And then these things are the components to building the unpackager, and the packager have these extra components. And then this is the only place I've seen this recipe package is inside the Emmy system when it's crafting. So really the only thing you need is a packager, an unpackager, and a package recipe encoder, and then at least 2 of these package recipe holders. So these package recipe holders, they work just like the patterns from the ME interface. So all of these crafts that I have in here already are the crafts that I've set from the combination crafting specifically. So let me get rid of these real quick, and then I have room to eat this last one as well. And let me show you. So I made the package recipe encoder and I put it down here, and it's kind of a bummer the way I have Minecraft set up. It is not showing the top and the bottom because it's kind of silly. But I can see enough of it to get this to work. So what I did was I made 2 of these package recipe holders, and then you put both of them in this slot right here. You select the first slot and then you search for the item that you want to make, which the first one that I wanted to make was the Resonant Cell Frame Full, because that's what we were working towards, so we can do the ultimate crafting table. And I clicked on this and I hit the plus button and it moved all of the items here. And then I hit the save button, which is above the load. It is a processing, so I hit save and it saved it to both, because I had two in here. So I took both of those out. And then let me switch to this. What I ended up doing was I came down to where I have my combination crafting, and I removed my ME interface that was holding my patterns for the empowerer set us all of the empowered items, and I replaced the ME interface with an unpackager. So the unpackager, it requires an ME channel, so it took the channel of the ME interface that I replaced. So I put one of the packages package recipe holders here. It's got power. Where I'm not 100% sure from where. It's probably the cables I ran under. Did I run cables under? No. No. Maybe it's running it through the ME system? I'm not sure. All I know is when I put it down, it immediately started working. So there's no power attached to it, but it has power. So yeah, sorry, I don't know. I put it down, it worked. I'm pretty sure it needs power. I'm feeding it power from somewhere. Whoa, God. Oh my God, that's the stuff that makes my heart fall out of my chest. So let me package that right there. All right, so I put the unpackager here, I put the recipe here, and I put the other item. So we got an unpackager here and I put a packager here. I put the packager here. It also seems to have power. Maybe it's getting it wirelessly from the Flux network. I'm not 100% sure. I really don't. I'm sorry, I don't know. And I put the other package recipe holder here, which as soon as I did that, it was, since it's attached to the ME system, it immediately gave me the choice for the Resonant Cell Frame Empty and the Resonant Cell Frame Full. So the Resonant Cell Frame Full ended up being in the ME system because of this recipe with packaged auto. The Resonant Cell Frame Empty is in the system because we built the Advanced Carpenter on the other end, which I'll go over there and talk about it in a second. So yeah, you have the packager. I believe when you select the item, it reads this package holder as if it was a pattern. This packager takes all of those items that you have saved, puts it into a package, and then gives that one package to the unpackager, and then it unpacks it and it puts it into the storage crate here, which I ended up going through and revamping. It has all of the pedestals required to make the Resonant Cell Frame. What I was confused about and what I ended up changing was, one issue that I was having was I wanted it to just fill in, and I didn't want to select every pedestal to be a specific item. So what I did instead is all of the pedestals, I gave them advanced item filters, and I blacklisted the items that go into the middle. So the item that goes into the middle is the Resonant Cell Frame Empty. I blacklisted, and every one of these pedestals has the same item filter. And to copy an item filter, it's actually pretty easy. You grab an empty item filter, and then you configure one of them. And then if you put it in the 2x2 crafting grid right here, the one that you have with an empty one, it lets you copy it. It's one configured one blank one, and it'll tell you 2. It'll give you a number 2. So when you click it, it copies it. So I ended up just copying that one over and over again. So all of the pedestals have a blacklist for the items that are in the middle. And I believe this was important. I hit don't match metadata, don't match NBT, like I had these marked off, and it wasn't working. So I did match metadata, match NBT, and then it started working. In the middle, I was having an issue with, I was putting the insert, I had a whitelist for the exact opposite, so that it would insert the item that is required to go into the middle, it would insert it here. The problem is, as soon as the item was inserted, since extract is also selected, it would immediately extract that item as well. So on the insert, I have a whitelist for the items, and on the extract, I have a blacklist for the items. And some of them are a little bit different because I've been doing this one at a time. So whitelist for the items in the middle for insert, and blacklist for the items that insert in the middle. And then when it pops, it ends up pulling the item. And then I changed the channel from extract to brown. And that one runs the same way as the extract worked beforehand. With the when I had the Emmy interface for the other crafts, for the empowered crafts, it runs this cable, and then I connected it down here, and I ran it through here, I believe. And under and into the same interface that I have under the thermionic, is it the metallurgic fabricator? Yeah, so I insert it over there on brown, so it doubles up on that one's ME system, or ME interface, so I don't have to use another channel. But it's worked really well. One more update over here, we ran into the issue where I completely goofed and I forgot that this machine was going to require liquid glass. And then when I made the system, the problem that I've been having with my modular is sometimes or almost all of the times I autocraft with these machines, it runs from 0 to like 70% really fast, and then it interrupts the craft and it says not enough power, even though there's a plug in there with no limit, and my nuclearcraft fusion is doing 2.2 million a tick. It interrupts the craft. So I decided to drop advanced power cells in, since it has the power buffer on the side. So maybe the buffer and delivering 100,000 per face, or like the face that's attached, is enough, you know? So hoping that would fix it, and it worked better, but I still have the issues with the metallurgic fabricator. This one still, like, it teeters around, like it does a craft, and then the next one it tries to do it and it runs out of energy and it says it doesn't have enough power, and then it tries again and it does it, and then it tries again and it doesn't. So it's kind of frustrating, but I'm not 100% sure how I can fix that. I might add a power buffer, you know, so that the power isn't directly coming out of the fusion reactor and straight into the points. I might, you know, I'm eventually going to make the draconic giant energy ball that looks awesome. Maybe if there's a buffer behind it, maybe then it'll, like a battery or storage of power, maybe then it'll stop, you know, griefing me. But yeah, we made the melter, which is has an export of the glass or the sand, and it makes the glass. And I upgraded the fluid input 1 tier, which was easy. Just add a laser, a fluid laser, and now it can store 10,000 liquid glass. So now the crafts work. So let me show that off real quick. I believe it was the resonant cell frames that we did in the advanced carpenter. So let me hit start on that real quick. Stored craftable. The empowered diamantines. I hope that I didn't mess up the pattern that I had over there. Nope, there it goes. So there, yeah. So resonant cell frames through the advanced carpenter, which it's awesome. The advanced carpenter only takes liquid glass. I enjoy the metallurgic fabricator because the only one that requires a fluid is the titanium, so I can plug in just the liquid chlorine in the back, no problem. The one that's bugging me, of course, is the this bad boy, the advanced carpenter. Sorry, that's the thermionic fabricator. The carpenter is the one that's causing me issues because there's multiple things that need to be crafted with multiple different fluids. There's liquefied coal, there's primal mana, there's liquid DNA, there's water for the big ones, you know, which that one kind of drives me crazy. So I've just manually been doing it for now. I just stand here with a bucket and I bucket in and then I order 2. I bucket in and I order 2. I'll do that. But I know there's one way that I can do this if I make an what is it? ME fluid. This guy, the ME fluid autofiller. Let me put that on tap so that I can make that off camera. The ME fluid autofiller. If you have this on your network, any fluid that you have in your network, the ME fluid autofiller will put it into a bucket as long as you have buckets on craft and you have the fluid in an ME fluid storage. It'll make buckets out of it. Then I can add buckets to the patterns, and I can add a what is it? The one that fills. Transposer. The fluid transposer, yeah, I can add that one, and then I can put a fluid transposer in the back. I can run the ME system into a crate and add buckets to the patterns so that the bucket goes to the fluid transposer, dumps it in there, then the fluid transposer has the fluid pipe into the input hatch. The bucket then has an item output for the fluid transposer. I keep wanting to say imposer. The fluid transposer has an item conduit with extract for the bucket back into the ME system, and then the craft just needs to be configured to 1000 millibuckets instead of the 500, so just double up the crafts. I know I can make that happen. It's just I'm being kind of lazy, I guess. I don't have that much time. But let me show off packaged auto real quick. It was actually so much easier than I thought it was going to be. So let me take these out and let me craft one more. Let me see, do I have everything? Because I made crafts up to this point. Endstone, this is kind of bugging me. I've been vein mining like 4,000 endstones whenever I go check on the ender bees. And the Emmy export on endstone to make the what's it called, the malachite and stuff, and all of the biomes of plenty gems, it eats all of my endstones so fast. So I left it on while I was at work. It's already eaten all of my endstone again. The one thing that I know I'm going to do is I'm going to make seeds and essence. These need tier 4 seeds, so, and that's the Starlight crafting altar, so I can make these. That's definitely on my to-do list. I know I made sulfur seeds, which works really well because all of my sulfur is being exported to the let me show you. All of my sulfur is being exported directly to this guy here, the chemical oxidizer. All of my sulfur is going in here so that it can do its thing and make the sulfuric acid. I had it hooked up so that there's the Emmy export bus here for sulfur and down here for fluorite. So it was pumping all of it, and I just let this bad boy run, making calcium sulfate. And let's see, calcium. Wow. So now I have 788 calcium sulfate. Last time I checked, I had about 650, and I was like, I don't know if I need this much. So what I did was I turned this one off, and the way I turn it off is by changing the input here. I changed this one to cyan, from purple to cyan, and it turns it off from sending it here that goes this direction to make the calcium sulfate, and it ends up making it go into this system over here. So I'm out of sulfuric acid, and I was working on lithium while I was here. Great thing about this is I don't have to worry about sulfur because I made sulfur seeds. I made sulfur essence, right? So all of the sulfur that comes into my system from crushing granite goes into making the sulfuric acid for ore times 5. And all of the sulfur that I need for crafting is being stored because I have sulfur essence that builds it up. So I'm never going to be out of sulfur because the seeds will make sulfur that I need for crafting, and then all of the extra sulfur that's in my system can be exported into the Emmy export bus for the ore times 5. So I'll give it some more sulfur right now to jumpstart, since I'm probably out of granite now as well. Let's do that, and I'll get rid of that that facade, since I flip this thing on and off depending on my mood, I guess. So what's really cool is off camera I ended up making 3 of these rock crushers. One of them is being fed all of the granite that the void ore miner is getting. One is being fed all the diorite, and the other one is being fed all the andesite that the void ore miner is accumulating for free, passively, of course. And because all of those are being crushed, and that's really the only use for those 3 rocks, I have them all coming in here. So rhodochrosite, I'm completely slammed. Rhodochrosite, that's where the sulfur is coming from. I'm slammed on the williamites. I'm full on all of these. Wow. Fluorite, they're all full. So I should add some storage upgrades to these guys. I wasn't expecting them to fill up. Oh no, that means they've all been dumping into my my ME system. That's unfortunate. Maybe that's why I have 1 red. I should have attacked. I wasn't expecting these guys to fill. I wish. Oh no, that's probably what's happened. Let's see. Fluorite. Flu. 11k. Yeah, so they've been filling into my ME system, which is unfortunate, but I caught it now, so I was not expecting it to burn out. Yeah, that's probably why this one's full. That's kind of annoying, but I mean, I have more than enough space right now. I might do something about that red dot, though. That's already driving me crazy. So yeah, let me get rid of that. And I know the issue that I needed to autocraft was I needed some endstone. So instead of making the going down the line and making those end seeds on camera, I'm just going to teleport here to the bees. We're here, and then let me do this, and let me grab my book so I can teleport straight to the bees. Doot doot and doo doo. Oh, and I don't need the GUI for this thing in my way. Let's go bees. So this setup is working very well for making propolis. It's making propolis like nobody's business. Let's see, how much propolis are we at now? 250. It's pretty decent. The thing that bothered me was that the bees, ender bees, most likely have fertility 1, so it's not making any drones. But since I'm making a whole bunch of these guys, these are all the mixed up drones that I've been making. Let me just dump these in here real quick into this, and it should immediately, whoa, there we go. Put you in there, and then you should be, wow, those bees really tear me up. They should be going in here. Yeah, and that'll make some more liquid DNA. But later, when I have the apiarist suit, I feel like maybe I'll do an episode where I'm just going to really quick show how to rip out that one trait of fertility and add it to the ender bees, so that I can show you how to do it all in one step, in one go. The machines on Gendustry are actually not that intimidating. Very grateful that Gendustry is in the pack, because that makes bees a lot more enjoyable. So yeah, what I've been doing is when I need the end stone, I just come here and vein mine real quick. End stone. And bring food, because yeah, it'll kill your hunger. Just do some of this real quick, just real fast. And it's funny to make the Endermen fall down and hurt themselves. Alright. And then yeah, that was the end stone. I'll grab some more of this end stone. A lot. There we go. And now it's great. Infinity Booster, let me... Okay, so Resonant. Now we should have enough. We have everything that we need. The end stone was the problem. Everything else I've been slowly working my way up, because it's a long line of just continuously making this resonant self frame. So we got that one. It's making some signalium. Going through everything that's required. Filling the signalium self frame, making the pulsating mesh. I did unstable ingots, stable unstable ingot pattern. There's the cubic boron nitride. Lunar reactive dust. I attached a resonator to the ME system as well, just one pattern in there. Ender electron tubes from the carpenter with the glass. The energy crystals. This is kind of silly. Like it sometimes gets stuck with the energy crystal. And it's so weird, because if I exit and I hit, and I'm like, why is the energy crystal not being made? Because I can make these. If I craft energy crystals by themselves, they work. But also, like, when it gets stuck on this, if I cancel it and then choose it again, then it works. And it's really weird, because it's there, it's not telling the ME system that it has finished that craft. So I'm not sure what I did wrong. The pattern is there. It's requesting one. The machine is making one. It is being sent back into the ME system and being put back there, but it's not checking it off. So like crystal. Nope. Crystal. See? Ignore this one. That one I put in my inventory. It's right here. That's the one. It's craft, and it puts it off to the side. Like, it makes it, but it doesn't fulfill the crafting thing. But then if I hit cancel, so let me, since I'll show you while showing the packaged auto, of course, because that's what I wanted to talk about this episode. So it's silly because it made it, and then when I hit cancel and then choose it again, now it's going to work. See? Boom. And boom. And there we go. Resonant cell frame full. And I mean, if any of y'all know what I did wrong, it's baffling me, because the pattern is correct. I'm in the pattern. I made a crystal, and then I put it in my inventory. That's why it started filling up with the flux network. So I was like, oh, bummer. So I made another crystal and I kept it in here. Then I went to the pattern and I removed it, and I picked out the one that I made that had no power in it, replaced it, saved it, put it into the system, and when I order them, it works. Crystal. If I order one, it makes it. Crafting, fluid crystal. And I think, yeah, this one is the one that needs the redstone transposer, molten redstone. There we go. It makes it, right? And it's maybe now I know what's wrong. Maybe when I hit cancel, then it puts it in the system. So I'll look it up and see what I did wrong. Maybe I have another issue where I did the wrong output. Like I have an extra output. Because that's been happening to me sometimes. It's weird. I hit the plus button and it adds extra things into the output section. And not even like secondary possible outputs, you know, like a 30% chance for an extra sulfur or something. And like completely random items get popped in there, and sometimes I don't notice. But I mean, the whole point to this is Resonant, packaged auto and Resonant cell frame fulls. So those are being made wonderfully, and now we can add these guys right here. So thank you so much for watching, and we're so close to the ultimate crafting table and endgame, and I hope to see you tomorrow.